is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
So I've got a bit of a humiliating story to share. Have I ever shared a humiliating story?
I think you have, but I'd like to hear more.
Like, you just look pathetic.
What's that?
Stooping over to the microphone.
Shut up.
You can't use your arm. You're just pathetic. So I had to take Erin to a buddy's house. Okay. She would have driven, but she totaled the minivan on day 6 of her. So she has no driving privilege.
So there is no minivan. The minivan is dead.
No, it's probably a 4-inch by 4-inch cube right now.
Victory Auto Wreckers?
Yeah. Michelle did find a place where she donated, and we'll get a tax benefit of $1,600.
Oh.
So somebody bought that piece of.
It's not that Cars for Kids thing, is it?
I don't. Yeah, we're funding so the jingle runs more.
Oh my God! All right.
So she wanted me to take her to a buddy's house, and I said, "Well, I got to pee first." Okay.
All right.
And her eye starts to roll. I'm like, all right. So I go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Close the door, and like within 3 seconds, she goes, "I'm not hearing anything."
Wow.
And I'm like, dude, I'm 60 years old.
Yeah.
I'm not what I used to be, man. So I explained to her that as men get older, sometimes it takes a little while for the launch sequence to start. Right?
Exactly. It's not like I'm not trying.
Well, and then she made me lose focus, so the process just starts over again. Right?
That's a tough crowd.
Yeah. So for our 60-year-old listeners, which I think are 97% of who are listening,
we should really take a look at the demographics.
The men, you know what I'm talking about.
Right. We have a 55-plus crowd of people that listen to podcasts.
Right. So there's 11 of you.
Right. But no, we do appreciate everybody being part of the show. And it is time for that show. It's called Minutia Men.
The following is a Tony Lasano podcast, an Opie production on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. This is Minutia Men with Rick and Dave.
In all honesty, it looks like your arm's doing better.
My arm is doing better. I have a brace on it now, and I'm doing the best I can. Yeah. But I have no use of my hand. The nerves were damaged or stretched, they call it, and it takes a while for the nerves to regenerate. Mm-hmm. And
whatever. We got a show.
Yeah.
Rick, can you cue up the Hitler jingle, please?
Well, I thought you were going to ask for the Minutia Men quiz jingle.
Yeah. Do you have the Hitler jingle? This is a kind of a twofer.
Okay.
Can you do the Hitler jingle?
Yeah, I'm one-handed. But if you want to just keep throwing fastballs at me, let me just figure it out here. So how are you? Things going well for you?
Right. We had a little car trouble. The car stopped.
Okay.
The car went out.
How's your pissing going? Is it slow?
I addressed that. I addressed that a few minutes ago.
All right, here we go.
Did Dave really find another story about Nazis?
Another one?
This story comes out of beautiful East Lansing, Michigan.
Okay.
Michigan State deeply sorry after Hitler image appears on video boards before the game.
I saw this. This is so great.
Michigan State on Saturday night said it's deeply remorseful after the university received backlash after an image of Adolf Hitler appeared on its video boards during a pregame trivia segment. And look at this. I sent you the picture. He's smiling. It's like a pretty nice picture of Hitler. He's kind of smiling.
He's a good guy.
The image, which came after a prompt asking where Hitler was born, so they were doing one of those wacky trivia things.
As you will during a football game. Wacky trivia questions about Hitler.
So, where was Hitler born? And
was it Linz, Austria?
I think it was Linz. MSU is aware that inappropriate content by a third-party source was displayed on the video board prior to the start of tonight's football game. MSU Associate Athletic Joseph Gobolskis, Matt Larson said in a written statement, "We are deeply sorry for the content that was displayed, as this is not representative of our institutional values."
We told him Martin Bormann, no one higher.
Right, exactly.
Maybe a Julius Streicher, but absolutely not Hitler himself.
Right. You couldn't have done an Albert Speer? And how much you want to bet that this third-party source is some unpaid intern?
Yeah, right.
Exactly. So, like I said, they did this. Now, I'm sorry, did someone say Hitler trivia.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, yeah.
All right, here we go. Minutia quiz.
Time now for a Minutia quiz.
Okay, question 1.
Is this from a third-party source?
No, this is...
Okay.
Well, I lifted it from the internet, so I have no idea if any of this is true. Hitler loved Disney movies.
Okay,
and maybe because...
Is this a true or false?
No,
all right. No, that's true.
That's true, and perhaps it's because Walt Disney was an anti-Semite. But
yeah.
Which of the following was his favorite Disney character?
Okay.
Uncle Remus.
Okay.
Winnie the Pooh.
Uh-huh.
Snow White. Or Shecky the Eighth Dwarf.
I'm going to say it's not Shecky.
Okay.
It's Snow White, isn't it?
It is Snow White.
Yeah.
Adolf Hitler loved the cartoons of Walt Disney and was a huge fan of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs.
It is kind of a Germanic thing.
Yeah, right. Because it's a Germanic folktale.
Yeah.
The Nazi propaganda ministry brought dozens of prints of Disney films, especially Snow White, and they would show them.
Yeah,
like on movie night.
Okay,
Nazi movie night. You know?
Sure, you get your Leni Riefenstahl followed by
there. Okay, what was Hitler's favorite soccer team? Although they call it football in Europe.
Yeah.
Okay, was it Bayern Munich?
Yes, it was.
Hamburg, Austria National, or the LA Cosmos?
It was definitely Bayern Munich.
Trick question. He hated soccer and thought it was boring. I'm not kidding.
What?
Yeah. Hitler had no team he supported.
Another reason to hate that guy.
Didn't care for the sport itself and likely only watched part of one German football match. And that was an Olympic match between Germany and Norway. And legend has it that after Norway scored a goal, Hitler stormed out of the stadium in a rage.
Okay.
So, not a football player. All right. What was Hitler's favorite song? Okay, hold on.
All right.
AC/DC, I've Got Big Balls, which is ironic because he only had one testicle.
Right, but it could be big.
When You Wish Upon a Star.
All right.
99
Back to the Disney.
99 Luft Balloons or 2 Live Cruise, Pop That Coochie.
I'm going to go with Pop That Coochie. Yeah, all right.
When
These are pretty obvious.
Yeah, I know. When You Wish Upon a Star. Hitler reportedly relaxed by whistling tunes, including When You Wish Upon a Star. He entertained dinner guests by whistling and performing. And in the
wow, imagine how bad those dinner parties are. Pass the schnitzel. No wait. Have you heard Mussi denn?
Play Melancholy Baby. And I guess when following the fall of Paris in June 1940, Hitler went on like a whistling medley.
Oh, did he really?
He was just whistling all around. So now I did stumble. Here's another video. Do you have it? Oh, that look did not look. So I went down the Hitler rabbit hole, which I do 6 times a week.
You're probably on some list. Have you ever considered that?
Yeah,
that you're like on some list.
And I stumbled upon audio. Do you have it?
Yes.
This is the only recording. Now this is totally true. Okay.
Yeah.
This is the only recording of Adolf Hitler in a normal speaking voice rather than the
okay.
So here it is.
All right. This is 13 minutes long, by the way.
Fast forward.
During his lifetime, but also in studies afterwards, Hitler has been
3 minutes or whatever.
All right, here we go.
Gefunden. Allein eine dann Kramaroskaya zum Beispiel. Das war vor 2 Jahren im Bau und wir hatten keine Ahnung.
That's
heute
his
ist dort
real
eine
speaking.
Panzerfabrik, die in der ersten Schicht etwas über 30.000 und in den Vollausbau über 60.000.
Isn't that weird?
You know what? I gotta tell you, that freaks me out.
Isn't it weird?
Because
he's a normal person.
Well, I mean, he could be one of my uncles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is what they sound like, exactly like this.
He
even had a little bit. Actually, here's the big shocking part: as someone who speaks German, that was Hochdeutsch. He was speaking like the Queen's German, if you will.
Okay.
It was not like
slangy.
No, not at all.
Wouldn't it have been cool if he had like a Brooklyn accent?
Well, I think it's even spookier that he didn't. That he had like
but come on.
I mean, he was like
I'm invading
farm
Austria here.
Okay. Yeah. No. he's really more of the Alabama German variety.
Right.
Yeah.
He's the
where
your people are
that's
from.
where my people are from. Yeah. All right. Well, are we done with Hitler?
I'm not sure actually, but for me right now, I'm done with Hitler.
Well, thank you. I always appreciate your Hitler contributions. I have something that I'm going to raise the level of discourse here.
Okay.
All right. Now, what's the biggest subject that we talk about in Chicago? If it unifies Chicago? Like, I'll tell you a quick story. I was at the Jewel in line.
Yeah.
And there was a guy behind me who looked like, I'm just going to say it, I'm not making a judgment, a Trumper.
Okay.
Like an angry Trumper.
Okay.
Somebody cut in line in front of him and he went apeshit.
Yeah.
And was just ripping this poor woman. She didn't see that he was in the line.
Sometimes
she apologized immediately,
Yeah.
but he still looked to the end of the line and said nasty shit to her. I turned and saw he was wearing a Bears hat.
Okay. Well,
and I went up to him and I said, "Man, did you see the game?"
Yeah.
And then we talked about the Bears, and the temperature level went right down.
In Chicago, any fight can be de-escalated by going.
But now, if you listen to sports talk, it's the other way around. Sports talk, they get very fiery and in your face. Mm-hmm. I've always thought that sports talk should have more of an element of class to it.
Okay. Like Hitler's English.
Very much like Hitler's English.
German.
What if sports talk incorporated more Shakespeare, for instance?
Wow. You are raising the level.
I am. And in fact, I, with your help and some other people, have created what that might sound like.
Okay. All right.
All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the Rocky and Charlie Show. We still got a few lines open, so light them up like Christmas tree.
We're talking about Mike McCaskey. What will he do to get a new stadium? Mr. To Be or Not To Be's always crying.
And not to be is the answer to the stadium question.
Bobby from Blue Island, you're on the air.
Bobby!
Yeah, McCaskey's just greedy, He's like Macbeth.
Yeah.
He got a good place and all, but he wants to kill the king anyways to get a better place,
Thanks, Bobby. We got Danny from Bensonville on line 2. Danny!
Hey, guys, what's up?
You are, my friend.
I think we got bigger problems than when we play. What about the quarterback? We got one guy with a neck injury, another guy who ain't done squat in Seattle. We need a horse back there.
Did you say horse?
A horse. My kingdom for a horse.
Ain't it the truth? Now is the winner of our discontent.
Hey, thanks for the call there, Danny. Line 3 is Al from the northwest side. Al.
Hey, friends, Bear fans, countrymen. I come to bury McCaskey, not to praise him.
Hey, watch it there, pal. Mark Antony tried to make Brutus think he was on his side, too. I got my eye on you.
It too, Al?
All right, you got me. Let's face it, guys. McCaskey is losing money on this team. Edgar and Daly won't ever decide on a stadium. They're like the Montagues and the Capulets. He should move the Bears out of town.
You know what the Bard would say to that?
Parting is such sweet sorrow.
See ya!
That's what it would sound like, David. Yes, that was recorded 30 years ago.
Am I on that?
Yeah.
Which one am I?
Yeah, I think you were the first caller, the second caller.
I have no recollection.
No recollection of doing that.
I do have a review, though.
Okay.
Yo-Yo Manny 6.
Oh, love him.
10/21/23. That was just 4 days ago or whatever. Sure, I love the big name guests, but really love the lesser known guests. Very fun. And again, that was via Apple Podcasts on Yo-Yo Manny 6.
Okay, thank you, Yo-Yo Manny. Hey, it's time for another feature.
Time now for Studio Walls.
And the words of the prophets were written on the studio walls. Rick and Dave!
So, Dave, this has kind of been a big week here at the Kaempfer household. Little Tommy Kaempfer, my oldest son,
oh my God,
had a birthday.
He's
28.
I was going to say, oh my God.
28 years old. And I happened to be looking through some old audio. That's where I found that Shakespeare thing. But I also found this, which is my phone call to the radio station from the delivery room.
Oh, my God.
This is like 2 hours after I became a father for the first time ever.
We were just talking about this before we went on there, that everything in our lives is for content for this show.
Yes.
Right? Which is And the same thing that happened 30 years ago. You just needed content to fill.
I did, so I had to have some children. Right. It turns out I didn't really think that one through, but I did get a lot of bits out of it. And this is one of them. Here we go.
Oldies 104.3 WJMK, 12 minutes after 6 o'clock with John Rickards, Landecker, Vicky Truax. The warm line, the private line is ringing. Hello?
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 Hi.
You are?
I'm a papa.
Oh my gosh! A boy or a girl?
A boy.
I knew it! What's his name?
Thomas Peter.
Thomas Peter. What time?
4:06 a.m.
How's everybody doing?
Great.
Bridget's fine?
Bridget's fine.
Is she exhausted?
She's exhausted. She's holding Thomas right now.
How much did he weigh?
7 pounds, 3 ounces.
Thomas
healthy.
Peter.
7 pounds, 3 ounces.
I recorded the whole thing on DAT.
DAT, that's...
You're kidding. She never said turn it off?
No, I had
What a
it
good sport.
Everything's a
put
bit.
in a nice place where it didn't get in anybody's way.
By the way, that's digital audio tape.
That's correct.
That's right. We have Thomas's birth
On tape.
on tape.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
And his
what a
first
good sport
bath
Bridget
and,
is.
Pardon me?
We got his first bath on tape, too, or his first cry.
Oh.
Something tells me we better go out and buy more tape. All right, here comes his first eyelid. Okay, let's get that on tape. Here comes his first toe. Oh, look, let's get that on tape.
Oh, I think he's moving his lips. Let's get that on tape.
Hey, Rick.
Yeah.
Don't you just want to hug and kiss him all the time?
He's so damn cute. Oh, he's crying. Is he crying?
Is that him?
That was it?
That was him.
Wow.
His debut.
My God. That kid has got some
lungs, huh?
He sounds like he's 2 years old.
He's got some pipes on him.
He's got some pipes on him. Whoa! Does he want to come in and do a few talkovers? Hey, what? How many pounds was he?
7 pounds, 3 ounces.
Man, that was loud.
Yeah.
And how long is he?
He's 20 inches long.
Wow.
20 inches.
Fantastic.
How exciting.
It was so cool. I loved every second of it.
What was it like? Tell me. What was it like? Rick?
Oh, sorry.
I'm so surprised he's a little zoned out. You been up all night?
You know what? I have.
Are you okay? What was it like?
It was like Alien. It was like the movie Alien. The baby just kind of popped out, looked around. It was so cool.
Shot across the floor?
Yeah, right, exactly. Jumped up and sucked my eyes out. No, it was so cool.
Leapt up on my face mask. It was unbelievable. Sigourney with his portals open. Sigourney Weaver came in some sort of mechanical device. It was unbelievable.
You guys. Anyway, so this this baby is in liquid for 9 months, and so they have to look a little wrinkly and red and stuff.
It was the most beautiful experience of my life.
Does he have hair?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, what color is
the first thing we saw was his hair. I was like, what is that in there? That's his hair.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's tape his first hair.
There's his first hair.
Let's tape his first hair.
Well, we got to go. I got to take her up to the recovery room.
Okay.
Oh, gosh, that's so terrific.
That's
Congratulations.
great. Our congratulations to everybody.
Thanks a lot.
Say your mom's there. Is she sort of pleased too?
Oh, no, she went home.
Oh, she went home?
She went home like 10 o'clock last night.
Have you told her yet?
Yeah, I called her.
Where were we? What call were we?
You were call 2, actually. I
Wow.
figured I could spend a lot of time making this call was call 2.
Wow.
Well, you get the idea.
What was the dog in the back?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Was he born in the wild?
I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I did hear a dog too. Well, anyway, that's 28 years ago this week. Little Tommy Kaempfer.
Wow.
And he was used on the show quite a bit.
1,200 times.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Hey, I got another story. Do we have time?
Yes.
The story comes out of Spain. Have you ever been to Spain?
I have been to Spain, yes.
I really want to go to Spain. I hear it's beautiful.
It is. I've been to Barcelona, which is pronounced, by the way, Barcelona.
With a T?
Barth, like you've got a lisp. Barcelona.
Oh.
That's how they pronounce it.
Well, here's the headline. Man arrested for faking heart attack 20 times at restaurants to avoid paying bills. A 50-year-old man from Lithuania.
Yeah. What's his name? David Stern.
Was recently arrested in Spain after allegedly faking heart attacks at several restaurants in order to avoid paying the bill. The man, who is only identified as Adis J., has tried the scam at least 20 times over the past year. And restaurants are now, they took a picture of him.
You know what it reminds me of? Sanford and Son.
Elizabeth, I'm coming for you. Join you. Most recently, the man ordered a seafood paella with 2 whiskeys at the El Buen Coma restaurant in late September and had a bill of €34.85.
Okay.
Which is about, $35. And the man attempted to leave without paying, but the restaurant staff stopped him. And as soon as they stopped him, he grabbed his chest, fell on the floor, and faked a heart attack. Okay. Now, evidently, this restaurant knew that this guy was.
Yeah, it's the heart attack guy.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So they, instead of calling the ambulance, they called the police.
Okay.
And they came and they arrested him. Now, this could not happen in the U.S.
Why is that?
Because the ambulance would have cost like $1,600.
Well, that's true. That's true.
Spain, evidently.
Yeah.
Have you ever faked an illness to get out of anything?
Nope.
Really?
Never have.
Really?
Nope. Not a single time.
Have you prolonged?
You know what? It's time for another story. My story. You're gonna like this one because it's Hitler adjacent.
Okay, so we are talking about Hitler again.
This is about celebrity spies.
Oh,
all right. There's a new book out about celebrity spies, and I've turned it into a quiz for you because we can't have too many quizzes on this show. But I have to put down the microphone now because I've only got one functional hand, and now I'm going to go over here and get the clip, just describing to you what I'm doing.
Okay, good.
Because I cannot find the clip. There it is. And here we go.
Okay.
Time now for a Minutia Man quiz.
Okay. That was worth waiting for, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to tell you 4 celebrities.
Okay.
3 of them were really spies.
Okay.
That actually served as spies.
Okay, I know a couple.
And the 4th one is a faker.
Okay.
Right. First 4 are Josephine Baker, the singer.
Yeah.
Mo Berg.
Okay, he was a spy.
Catcher.
Yeah, I know he was a spy.
Ian Fleming, the author.
Okay.
And Greta Garbo, the actress.
So 3 of them were spies.
3 of them were spies.
Well, I know that Mo Berg was.
Mo Berg was. In fact, he was sent to kill Heisenberg.
Breaking Bad?
Werner Heisenberg, German physicist, and when found out because they thought he was about to produce the bomb, Mo Berg found out that he wasn't close to doing it, and so he didn't have to kill him.
Was Mo Berg also a baseball player?
He was a catcher for the White Sox.
And the Tigers, too.
And the Red Sox.
Oh, well. So we've got Josephine Baker. Who is it?
Ian Fleming and Greta Garbo.
I'm going to say Ian Fleming was not a spy because that's just too...
Ian Fleming was a spy.
Really?
In fact, he concocted schemes that British commandos used to undermine the German war effort. One of his ideas, planting false plans on a dead body, was used to mislead the Nazis before the Allied invasion of Sicily.
That's fake news.
It is
fake
fake news.
That. You can't lie.
So it's either Josephine Baker or Greta Garbo.
I'll say Greta Garbo.
That's correct. She played Mata Hari in a movie and once received a fan letter from Hitler, but she wasn't a spy.
Oh.
Josephine Baker wrote secret notes in invisible ink on her sheet music and hid messages in her clothes after she wined and dined Nazis.
Was that...
in Paris.
Wasn't that the inspiration for the Inglourious Bastards character?
Could be.
Okay.
All right. Next one. Ted Williams, Harry Houdini, Cary Grant, or Errol Flynn.
3 of them are spies?
3 of them were spies. According to a new book.
All right. Well, Houdini... So what are they? Who are they? It's
Ted Williams, Harry Houdini, Cary Grant, Errol Flynn.
I'll say Errol Flynn.
Errol Flynn was a spy, but he was a spy for the Nazis.
Not the best team to play
His secretary found letters from high-ranking Nazis after his death.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Cary Grant could have been a spy. Was Cary Grant?
He was.
Okay. Ted Williams. I mean, He was a fighter pilot, right?
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Who's the third one?
Harry Houdini.
I'll say Houdini was not a spy.
Harry Houdini, as he performed in Germany and Russia in the years leading up to World War I, the magician took note of troop movements and military equipment and filed regular intelligence briefings in London.
So it's Ted Williams.
Ted Williams was just a fighter pilot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Cary Grant, by the way, worked for the FBI and British intelligence in Hollywood to ferret out Nazi sympathizers. So there you go.
All right.
We have given you more Nazi content this week than ever before.
Well, we have a celebrity potpourri that doesn't have any Nazi comment.
We do. Should I get to that?
Yeah, get to the jingle.
I'd love to get to that jingle right now.
That's why.
That's what I'm going to do is get to that jingle. Here we go.
A random name pulled out of Rurik's bowl of brushes with celebrities. Mixture, collection, selection, assemblage, medley, assortment, variety. Time now for Celebrity Potpourri with Rick and Dave.
Okay.
So I'm going to take this one.
Oh, you want to do it?
This is from Paul.
Yeah.
Okay. This letter starts. My wife and I were flying to New York City for Paper Week, and I don't know about you. You've never been to Paper Week. It happens in March every year. I think
this is why you want to do this one.
I think that some of the best times of my life.
Is Paul someone from your paper or your previous paper life?
I'm just going to say that we have a little connection.
Okay.
But I remember a symposium on 12-point coded one-side cover. I think it was 1990. Oh, my God. Blew my mind. So Paul continues. We connected through Philadelphia to save money. Because even then, paper,
Sure.
Frugal.
Yeah.
We hit turbulence on the way into Philadelphia. When we went to connect to New York City, I noticed that there was a very attractive Hispanic lady right behind us in line. Okay. The flight from Philadelphia to New York City was ultimately canceled, and my wife and I discussed that we could get on a train and be in New York City in less than 3 hours, right? New York.
Okay, sure, yeah.
So we asked the airline to bring out our bags. As we were at baggage claim, I noticed that same very attractive lady was right behind us, and she asked if she could tag along.
Sure.
Okay.
Who are you to say no to an attractive Hispanic lady?
When her bags came out, I noticed that she had 2 suitcases and 2 hanging clothes bags. We only had 1 suitcase, so I said, "Hey, can I help?" She's like, "Sure, thank you."
What a gentleman.
It gets better. So when we got to the train station, I said to this very attractive young Hispanic lady, I have a AAA discount. Come on, I can save you $5.
$5.
So we went to the counter, and I told the agent that she was my sister-in-law. That's misinformation. Paul's a liar, obviously.
Come on, Paul.
And we saved her $5. I did notice shortly thereafter that she had a stack of 20s about 3 inches high. But actually, he saw that.
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah.
Well, I don't. Anyway. And as we waited to board the train, I went to the bathroom and came back, and my wife was white as ghost. Okay, white as a ghost. I asked her what was going on, and she advised me that the lady we had been with was a star on Young and the Restless. Her name was Eva Longoria, who went on to have a great baseball career, right?
Yeah, she was playing in the league championship series.
Neither of us knew her. On the train, there was a St. John's University student sleeping next to Eva, and we were across the aisle. When she woke up, she exclaimed, "Oh my God, you're Eva Longoria!" So the final kicker to the story was as I was helping her with her bags in Penn Station. She said,
helping him.
Paul is a great guy.
What a guy.
The paper guys are great guys.
Especially to attractive young ladies.
Hispanic.
Yeah.
I'm doing a comedy show tomorrow at the Copacabana.
Eva Longoria was doing a comedy show?
Yeah.
Okay.
At the Copacabana. Why don't you come at 9:00? So we did show up, and she came out in all her makeup and looked absolutely stunning. She welcomed us by name and put us at a table in the center of the stage about 2 tables back. Kind of like Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Remember in Goodfellas?
Yeah, sure.
End of the story goes like this. To prove that we met her, we asked her to sign the card on the table, highlighting the actors, and she signed Paul and Julie, "Thanks for the discount."
Wow.
And they still have the card to the
$5.
$5. Hey, come here, sweetie. I can save you $5 over here.
You know,
put down that stack of 3-inch stack of 20s, honey.
I may not look special, but I'm a AAA member, if you know what I mean.
I don't want to brag, and I can tell you about Dutch cutting a 38 by 25 sheet.
Could Paul now also be a AARP member?
Oh, there's no question. He was.
I mean, Evil Longoria. That's a tip. That's a tip to you. You could probably save $8 with him now.
Right.
Maybe even 10.
And go to Denny's. Afterwards.
Grand Slam breakfast. Mm-hmm. Well, that's a great one. Thank you, Paul. Do you know that? By the way, did you know that Evil Longoria is like a podcasting mogul?
No.
She owns her entire podcast network.
We should try to get
a giant one.
We should try to get her on, and Paul and Julie on.
Oh.
That
would be good.
And then we can talk about the $5 discount.
Okay.
Which is probably, like you say, 10 nowadays.
I mean, at least. All right, so we have another show, Dave. What's it called again?
It's Minutia Men Celebrity Interview, and we are going to talk to this week, which will be on shortly.
Yeah.
The original inspiration for Chris Farley's motivational speaker.
His name is
Matt Foley, which is the name that was used there. So we are going to be talking to him.
In fact, in 3 minutes.
Yes, I know. We got to wrap this one up and go.
Come on, let's go. Well, okay, so that's it. Minutia Men Celebrity Interview. You can go out and check it out. It's our other show on the Radio Misfits Podcast Network, another Opie show, produced by executive producer Tony Lasano, who has produced this show. Thank you, Tony. Sorry for the levels. I'm sure you've fixed it all up, but I'm one-handed these days, so things are not quite perfect, like they usually are. We'd also like to thank Ed Silla, Radio Misfits Podcast Network, for distributing this. Great Talk Radio isn't dead, Dave. It just moved to a better place.
No, it's like
Radio
paper. Paper's not dead.
No, paper is dead. Definitely dead. And we're going to be back again next week, if all things go well, for another episode of
Minutia Men.
The preceding was a presentation of Opie Productions. Find our other great shows wherever you find podcasts, including opishows.com. Thank you.
This has been a presentation of Opie Productions.
Tony, can you shut up?